Bags down. Make your way over to the stands. Make your way over to the stands. Bags down. Anybody but pros warming up, anybody but the pros in the Invitational who are warming up, put your bags down. Head over to the stands, please. Bags down.
ACL, Stacy Moore. I am joined by the Thierry Roland of Cornhole, Trey Ryder, and Thorne DeVries. Fellas, welcome everyone in from the world.
Stacy Moore with the wee to start the show.
Let's go.
Start the show. What an intro there, Stacy. I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you everyone for joining us here inside the Stade Charletti here in Paris, right? Paris, just minutes from the Eiffel Tower here as we bring you some live action from the 2023 ACL Europe Open, this big championship event. 8 ACL Europe Opens have culminated to this championship event, and Thorne DeVries here, who has been the head of ACL Europe for this entire year. Thorne, it's got to be an exciting time as you see and look over these entire 8 events that you've put on, culminating to this event. 17 countries here. Put it into perspective for us what this means for Europe.
Well, to put it into perspective, I think for many players here, this is the best moment in their life. Literally. I mean, these players have been working hard to get here. They've been playing their butts off the last couple of years to get here, and they're super excited to play with not just someone, but the best players in the world.
Yes.
That's going to be exciting.
Yes, best players in the world. You put it exactly correct. So tonight, we are going to see the ACL Pro Invitational here at the Europe Open, which is going to take 8 of the best European players that have been playing all season long and going to pair them with 8 ACL pros from North America. We have 7 ACL pros from the United States, 1 Canadian ACL pro, paired among those North American players, and it really culminates into this really fun and exciting broadcast to cap off the first day, but to really start us into the entire weekend of all this international play. So Stacy, I just wanted to see, I would love to hear your perspective on what this means. This was a vision of yours to come in here internationally, and it's got to be exciting to watch.
I've been blown away. It's extremely humbling that we have 17 countries represented here this weekend. Amazing job by Thorne building this. From what we did in Rotterdam last year to be where we are today, I had no idea that we would get this many countries battling out in the World Cup. This Pro Invitational, though, is pretty special. And I got to give props to Bernie Portolesi being the lone Canadian to break through against all the other Americans, all the other American pros that were here playing today. Not only did he make it as a legit pro, now he's representing here in the top 8.
Yep. So I couldn't have said it better. So as we look forward to these 8 teams that are matched up here, that we will be playing in a single elimination bracket. So we'll have 7 matches for this Pro Invitational bracket that'll pair, again, these 8 top pros from North America alongside these 8 European pros. And here's your lineup. So as we go through here, there's a lot of big names, especially on the American side, that a lot of people are going to recognize. Your Captain America and Frank Modlin, Trey Birchfield, a former world champion. Jimmy Youmans has dominated just about every European event that he has played in, Thorne. But Thorne, there's some great European talent that we have in this Pro Invitational as well.
Oh, absolutely. So watch the French players. French players are really top heavy. And you just mentioned Jimmy Youmans. He is paired with Bruno Bocquier. He is top 2 currently in Europe. So Jimmy definitely has a good draw there. But also look at Mathieu Rivault and Brady Foster together. They'll make a shot here to get to the final. And Frank Modlin and Karel Sleegers, it's a perfect matchup because these are the fathers of cornhole, I think, from both continents. Really, that's a perfect matchup.
Yeah, very, very representative of the talent and also what they represent to their individual continents, as you said. And with that, Thorne and Stacy, we are ready for our first matchup. We are going to have Modlin and Sleegers against Thorne and Schindler from Germany. This is going to be a great one.
Trey, may I say it?
Are you going to take it, Stacy? I'll let you take it.
Hey, Bernie, hope you're watching out there, buddy. These bags are live. Let's go.
These bags are live.
Let's go.
Indeed. Looks like we will start on the side of the North American pros, with Hunter Thorne going directly against Frank Modlin. And this will be an interesting one. We mentioned Frank Modlin being, we've kind of named him, and I think it was kind of coined by Jeff McCarriger and Anthony Ione back home. They coined him as Captain America, right? Because of all the USA Cornhole Championships that he's won. He'll be throwing against Hunter Thorne, who had his breakout year, finished top 15 in the world in the American Cornhole League. Now we'll go against each other head-to-head. These first bags, we'll see who wins the coin toss here. Looks like Frank Modlin's going to get that first bag. Looks to be a Lucky Bags versus Game Changer Evolutions matchup. And away we go here. We'll see, can Frank Modlin put the first bag of the tournament in? And he does. This is going to be a fun one, Thorne.
For sure, and I think you were talking about Frank, but the pressure is on him in this match, to be honest, because if you look at the matchups here, I think Hunter and Frank can go pretty even, but on the other side, Rene is probably the better player compared to Karel, so I think Franklin has to step up in this one.
Yeah, you gotta, we've been really impressed so far, and that's a bag short there by Frank Modlin. Don't see that very often. This could be an opportunity for Hunter Thorne to strike first, and he does. He's going to get 3. He's going to toss it down as we head into round number 2. We'll have Rene Schindler.
One of the great stories that I heard from pool play today.
All right, so this is, we have the second round here. Go ahead, Stacey.
I was saying one of the great stories I heard from pool play today was the only person that Rene wanted to play against was Frank Modlin. That Frank Modlin is his idol. They got to play against each other during the round robin play in the group stage of the World Cup. And it was really cool to see. He actually won a round against Frank, and the crowd went wild.
That's awesome. Yeah, Rene has been, Frank Modlin has been his idol for a while now. He's kind of been this idol to him. He was kind of a founder in a way of cornhole in Germany, and kind of felt like Frank Modlin in the United States was a similar type of role there.
4 points for Frank and Carl. 4-3.
So it looks like going to be 4-3 now. Sleegers gets a 4-point round to take the lead as we head into round number 3. Again, these are 12 rounds, limited to 12 rounds here in the Pro Invitational. As we go back and forth, that bag hanging on that left-hand side, Hunter Thorne. Got to think about if he wants to go after it and get it.
It's right there.
Ooh, what a last bag by Frank Modlin. Decision time here for Hunter Thorne.
Is it
Try
locked
to get
up?
around it or over it, possibly a drag. He's going up. Oh, and he gets it. What a bag by Hunter Thorne.
Nice.
I got to applaud that one.
The commish gives him a round of applause. He earned that one. Backside airmail drag for 2 points.
Let's see if this kick starts Rene, because he started off a little slow in the
Guys,
first
just a
round.
reminder, these are 12-round games. 12-round games.
All right. Looks like going to be 2 there for Thorne. What's the score, Tom? Back and forth we go.
Off the back. 10 spot for Rene.
Ooh, and that's going to be a big round. That looks like a 5-point round.
Yes. Knocked himself off there. Making sure our technology's up to speed here. The tablets.
All right, it is 10-4 Hunter and Rene. 10-4 Hunter and Rene, which is what I thought it was. Get an update on what round it is. 10-4 round 5. 10-4 Hunter and Rene in round number 5.
Oh my goodness. As if that.
I can't hear him either. Oh, and it just comes up short there.
14-4.
As if
All
that
right,
first.
14-4, round number 6, and they're getting the scoreboard there up and there on that side now, finally. 14-4, round number 6. Thorne and Schindler up 14-4.
So Trey, are there well-known American players that extend the field like Rene does?
You extend as far as like their reach?
No, he's like stepping.
Oh,
at
he's way
least
far back.
2
You know what's
feet
funny
back.
you say that? The person that I've seen as far as so far back, the only one that comes to mind possibly, and she's changed it I think since, but Rosie Streaker used to be way far back in the box when she took her step, and she was still a good distance away from that foul line when she released it. And I think that's actually an interesting thing to point out as Sleegers washes it out. He's played well so far.
Yeah, it's funny because last year he was very nervous for the Invitational, and he was struggling a little bit, but right now he seems pretty calm, and he started off really hot.
Yeah, calm, cool, and collected. Yeah, that 1-5 he gave up, but I mean, he scored in the first round against Rene earlier.
Yeah, he got 4 in the first round, so that's pretty even. And I would have expected that Rene would get more points, so he's doing his job, I think. Well, did you know, Trey, that Kyle has a tattoo on his arm of his cornhole club that he's playing for?
I did not know that. You said a 2 on his arm?
A tattoo.
Oh, a tattoo? No way. Where? Like
I think it's his right arm.
Oh,
he
I
has
didn't
his
know
cornhole
that.
club tattooed on his right arm.
What's the name of the club?
ZSW Walsberg.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm not going to try to pronounce that again back to you. You had to give me literally had to give me a lesson coming back into it because I didn't. I had to learn how to pronounce half these names. I'm not even attempting the first name. Sleegers was as close as I was going to get.
That's pretty good, actually. I've been impressed.
14-4, round 8. Beautiful V block right in the center. Going to be tough to go through. Sleegers needs to decide if he's going to lay behind or go up.
Ooh, he misses on the left. Big miss.
Yeah, looks like he tried to bump up into it. Beautiful get around there for Schindler. And will he go up through it again? Oh, he tries to, but he does at least take Sleegers off. Sitting a 7-3 plus 4 right now. If the round were to end, Sleegers deciding he's going sticky side with that evolution. He's going up and just a little bit short. Going to be 3 more points. Makes it 17-4 heading into round number 9.
Caro has been a big fan of the Game Changer bags all of his life. So even that is like a perfect matchup.
Yeah.
At Frank, right?
You're right.
Unbelievable.
You couldn't have got a better matchup. Thorne getting a clarification, wants to know how crazy he needs to get here or if he needs to take any chances. Up 17-4 in round number 9 of 12. Frank Modlin probably needs, I mean, if I'm Frank Modlin down 17-4, I'm probably starting to think maybe at least trying to block the hole a little bit.
Yeah.
And going to be a double 4-bagger wash there, and the crowd lets him hear it. I do love the German noisemakers. The Germans brought the noisemakers. They've been using them all weekend. It's fun to watch.
There's going to be even more of that tomorrow when we have the World Cup semifinals and final.
Yes.
Those countries will be really spirited on the stands there.
Yeah, what are some of the countries, you know, you and I were talking about it, but I think it's good to people at home, like, who are the high energy countries, right? Who are bringing most of the energy to a lot of these events?
Yeah, a few come to mind immediately. I already mentioned Germany. They were the big group and they're definitely spirited. They had a pretty disappointing group stage so far. They might not even make the quarterfinals. They're right on the edge. But look at the Croatians. The Croatians, they are really energetic.
And the Croatians already have a big win, right?
Yes, yeah, Katarina.
Yeah.
She won women's singles.
Yeah, she won women's singles, and she's got a lot of potential. I see her throw, and she's got, you know, you can see it in a player, right?
Yeah.
You can see, okay, that player knows how to think about the game, and you can tell, I'm flipping it over here, I'm stepping out here, I'm trying to land this. I was watching her at her best, laying a block, going around it, then pushing it through, and then hitting a last bag. And I saw her do that multiple times. Now, obviously, the difference is consistency, right?
Yes.
She's got to be able to do that time and time again, which is difficult to do, but you can see the makings of a really special player there.
Absolutely. I think I remember seeing her for the first time at the German Open this year, and you could see immediately that technique was there. So she has so much potential, and I think we'll hear a lot of her in the coming years.
Oh, Frank Modlin goes for his signature airmail again, but it's kind of over 2 there in this round. Thorne not going with the roll this time. He goes for an airmail, but hey, at least he takes Modlin off with him. One bag is at least got to be in, and Modlin gets them both. That's going to be a wash.
Still
17-4. Into the last round. That's mathematically going to do it. And Stacy, I mean, it was pretty dominating performance here by Hunter Thorne and Renee Schindler.
Started out close, then pulled away. Fortunately, that 5-point round that he gave up was a big one, and couldn't recover from that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Big round in the middle of that game, but hey, look, Hunter Thorne, Renee Schindler. I personally watched Schindler have a game in which he threw a 10.8 points per round average earlier this weekend.
Yeah.
So I know he's got the talent. It's just about the consistency.
Yes.
And if they keep throwing like this, I mean, look at that bag right there, Thorne. I mean, these guys are going to be tough to beat.
No, for sure. And it's a big weekend for René because next year we will have 16 pros in Europe. But he's right on the edge right now because we have a lot of new players coming up. And he needs to get some points this week to keep his pro level for next year. So big weekend for him.
Yeah, well, he's well on his way to doing that. René Schindler and Hunter Thorne take down and eliminate Sleegers and Modlin. They advance into the semifinals of this Pro Invitational brackets. What a first game to get us started. The handshakes going around here, and we are underway for our ACL Europe Open. You are not going to want to miss the rest of this action. We have more Pro Invitational bracket to go through here in Paris, France for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. We'll be back right after this.
So can you hear me or not hear me? Anyone, can you hear me?
And welcome back here to Paris, France, 2023 ACL Europe Open, the culmination of the European ACL Championships that have happened all year long. Brings us here to the Pro Invitational, where we have some of the best cornhole players, not only from Europe, but the world, throwing it down to kick off our big weekend here in Paris. I am Trey Reiner, joined alongside Thorne de Vries and the commish, Stacy Moore. We just had an opportunity to see René Schindler and Hunter Thorne take down the first game of this single elimination Pro Invitational. And next up, we're going to have some other big names throwing it down here. We are going to have Trey Birchfield and Xavier Michel taking on Brady Foster and Mathieu Rivault. This is going to be a fun one.
Yes.
Thorne just give me a little nod like I totally butchered those names, but it's all good. We're rolling here. And next matchup, this is going to be a good one, and particularly in the Open, Thorne, you specifically said, watch out for the French.
Yes.
And now we're going to get an opportunity to see two of them going head-to-head here on the broadcast court.
Absolutely, and the story of these players is completely different because we have Mathieu Rivault on the one hand. He's the best player in Europe at the moment, and he will remain a pro next year, and he will play actually after the Pro Invitational for a ticket to the US in the final of our Sweet 16 singles. And on the other hand, we have Xavier Michel, and he had a bit of a disappointing season, so he's trying to make the best of his pro level right now, because this is his moment. He has to perform here, because next year he might not make that pro level, because the level of players that we have in Europe is increasing every year. So he is on the outside looking in right now, So this is his moment to still grab the spotlight and maybe come with some surprises.
Yes, 100%. And you mentioned it at the right at the end of this Pro Invitational. We will have that Sweet 16 final. And just for those at home, a lot on the line here. We took the top 16 players from the European standings. We put them in a single elimination tournament, and the finals will be played after this. What's on the line for that? A trip to America to play in an ACL event, and I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm hoping it can be the World Championships in 2024, but by all means, you guys will work that out directly with whoever wins. But like you said, Rivault has an opportunity to play in that and ultimately has a chance to win it and can show off his skills in America.
That's what we will aim for, and it's not just a trip to the US, it's a trip of a lifetime. For these
100%.
guys, I mean, that's so special.
Yeah. All right. That was our first round of the match, and we are tied 0-0 heading into round number 2.
And especially on this side of the board, it will be interesting because can Xavier keep up with Mathieu? That's the question.
Yeah, and I love the early strategy of taking apart the, dominating that front half of the hole, right?
Yep.
Maintaining what we like to call hole control. I love doing that. He gets one to fall there, and he's going to make Rivault go airmail here if he's ultimately going to score.
He's going to, and he hits it.
But he hits the first one. What a bag. And Michel here. He's going to take a little bit of a step out, bumps between, and Brady Foster gives Rivault the airmail point upward, but looks like it's going to be a wash.
Another wash.
So we're going to have another wash heading into round number 3. Again, these are 12-round limited. Brady Foster there on the left. For those, if you're watching all the way from America, you may not recognize the name, and that's because Brady Foster is a new ACL pro. He qualified for this upcoming season and made him eligible to compete in the qualification bracket that happened earlier today in order to get into this bracket. So he's kind of, in a way, making his broadcast and his pro debut as well.
And he got a good draw here because he is playing with Mathieu. I would not be surprised if these guys make it to the final tonight.
Yeah, especially if Brady Foster continued to throw at the high level that he has been all day, and even in his pro qualification to get there, at least on the European side, Rivault is going to be a really strong partner.
Yeah.
What I'm interested to see, Thorne, is the first team that comes out in, and I don't know if we're doing it on purpose, so you tell me if I'm completely screwing up this format, but are we letting the North American pro play against the European if they choose to go that way?
No, they can decide for themselves.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I'd be interested to see if we get a coin flip. Like if down the road, if Rivault, if they end up winning this and they play in the semifinals, does he choose to play against the North American pro?
Yeah, they can if they want.
And see if Brady Foster can do some damage.
Yeah, they can use that in their advantage if they want to.
And there's the first four-bagger that we saw from Rivault. And we actually saw him last season when he played in this event in Rotterdam. He played in the team event. He took down Justin Stranger in that round-limited event. That was a huge win.
But not just a win. He was down 14 zip, and then he won the game 21 to 14.
So we know that he can play at a high level. Only difference this year, he's just wearing shoes.
Yeah. Actually, Stacy told me he would take me out for drinks if Mathieu would still win the game, but it hasn't happened yet.
That hasn't happened. No, I owe you.
Maybe better, but
Stacy pays his debts. It may take a while, but he gets there.
Eventually.
That bag does not fall. Looks like it's going to be a single point then for Birchfield. Makes it 4-1 as we head into round number 6. 4-1 round number 6. Foster and Rivault up.
Not quite sure why I traded an airmail drag that.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised he didn't go for the drag there as well. I think he's just thinking maybe it's early. We're not even at the halfway point of this game yet. So thinking he's got plenty of opportunity left.
That's a good round here by Xavier.
You can sneak that one in.
Yes. Oh, he does. He does bring that bag rotated towards the face there for Rivault, and he takes advantage of it.
But I think a wash for Xavier in these rounds is actually a win, because the difference between these guys is pretty significant. You saw that in the last round when he gave up 4 points. So every round that's a wash, I think it's a win for this team.
Yeah, and for Trey Birchfield, I mean, you got to feel confident if you are Michel to send it back down to Birchfield, who's obviously a former world champion. So you got to feel comfortable there. And even though Brady Foster is a talented young kid, anytime you can get experience on a broadcast court, playing on the big lights, a former world champion, you got to like the odds that Birchfield has on this end. So I agree with you. A wash for Michel in any round kind of feels like a win.
Essentially a win.
Chance for 4 here for Trey.
Pushes that off a little bit left. And now, does Foster go up? No, he's just going to go with the slide, and he's left again. A couple of left bags here in the first couple, or the last couple rounds, I would say. Now it's going to be a lead change.
Yep.
Watch again here, this slow motion. That lucky bag pro sniper just nudges that bag in. 5-4, round number 8. Foster and Rivault.
This is always the moment that I start to pay attention to Michel, because he's so talented. He's such a good player. But these are the moments when the nerves also start to really play a role. And you can see it. It's just not so automatic anymore.
It's switched, yeah. So on your graphic, it is switched. The score is correct. Just flip the other way. Yes. Birchfield and Michel are up 5-4 right now. They're going to take a timeout, look and see exactly what they want to do, and there we go. It's switched there. Yeah, we got it back now for you guys. So I think Rivault is trying to see: do I go airmail? Do I step out here? Do I take a better angle? Looks like he's a little bit stepped out, which means, or actually a large step out now. He is really trying to attack that side bag, and he gets it to fall. Very crafty shot there by Rivault.
Some finesse.
Some finesse. That's a great way to put it. And it is 7-4 now, Birchfield and Michel.
We might be looking at an upset here, Trey, because it was a good shot by Michel, but he still gave up 2 points to Xavier.
7-4, Birchfield and Michel up over Foster and Rivault.
Going
that's
back
a
for
four-bagger
bag
by Trey Birchfield. He likes it. That's a double four-bagger wash.
Yeah. Pros just deciding to run bags there.
So now, Trey, this is getting interesting because the pressure is now on Michel. He's got 2 more rounds, I think, on his side to make a difference. And he needs to make up those 3 points, so.
That's a good start there by Rivault. Ooh, and this could be a big round.
Yeah.
Pro Sniper's got a chance to come back. He's going to have to hit an airmail, though, I think. Get it.
Yeah, it looks like you might have to hit an airmail, and that really prevents you from wanting to go after an airmail. But Michel can still feel good about the round if he can sneak in this right side. He blocks it up, which is fine. Now you're sitting. If you land it, you get 2. If you can find a way to get in, you take the lead.
You have a cut?
Oh,
just short.
It just comes up short. That's going to be the next evolution, Stacy.
Yes,
right now, the European players have a pretty consistent style of slide and airmail.
Right.
That cut bag would have to be the next level of development for these players.
This is setting up for a really fun last round, because the last round will be round 12, will be on the side of Xavier and Mathieu, with only 1 point difference between these teams. It will be everything on the line in that last round.
What's Trey do here?
Oh, Trey Birchfield tried a little bit of a cut there to see if he could get his bag to go. Now, how aggressive does Brady Foster want to be? And now Trey Birchfield going to take a timeout.
It's a big shot. Does he go airmail and just take them all, or?
Well, I mean, an airmail to take everything wouldn't do you anything better than just laying up on the board. So
So
the question becomes, do you feel that there's a situation in which you can get just your bag in, or can you go just 2 for 1?
The
crowd
the crowd knows what they want.
And Rivault is absolutely trying to enable them to convince Trey Birchfield to do it. Unfortunately, I don't like an airmail.
You would just lay up and take the
I think if you hit an airmail right here, I think everything goes. And if everything goes, there's no different than laying up for a wash.
Yeah. So Trey's like, do you want to be up 3 or be up 1? But I don't know how are you able to be up 3?
I don't know
there is
how,
no way.
I don't know how Trey Birchfield thinks he's getting 2 points out of this, but I cannot wait to watch it.
So Trey thinks that he can take his bag and only 1.
Okay, so you're saying
bag.
the back left red and blue bag by Foster is not going to go
in.
Oh, and they in fairness to him,
that was close to get it.
Were the only ones to go. So this is now a 7-6 game. Birchfield and Michel up 1 point.
Or nothing.
He was fairly close to executing that shot, Trey.
Good start from Xavier.
Yeah, really good shot.
Who has the nerves now?
Oh my
nice,
gosh.
Xavier. Good job, man.
Back and forth they go.
What
is that bag? Oh my gosh, this tournament. Now Michel has to decide. Oh, they're going to take a timeout. This is... The question is, do you believe that Rivault's going to miss the last slide?
No, he's not going to miss that last one.
So then you have to go after it.
Yeah, he has to. Mathieu's not going to miss his last one.
Trey Birchfield says timeout.
Does he have to airmail? Is there a chance that he can step out and grab it?
He could step out and grab it, but he'd have to hit that corner, that front corner.
I think he also...
I almost like to step out and grab better than the airmail, Trey, myself. I'm not sure.
It also depends on what kind of shot does he have in his arsenal. And I think the airmail, he already points up.
He wants it. I love it. I love it. Airmail to win. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do with the last. If you airmail this in round 12, you win the game.
France, round 12. Let's go.
There you go.
Oh, he went for it, and now this is on the board.
Yeah, this is it.
And it's in. That is going to do it. What a
performance.
Wow, 4 points in the last round, and they escaped.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, they escaped. You were highlighting it. I didn't disagree with you at all that Rivault and Foster looked like a team that was going to be tough to beat, and they hang in there, Thorne.
I really think that Xavier played a really good match all the way, and maybe until that last back.
Yes, and maybe you needed an airmail to stay and do it. All right, so we are going to be back here in just a short minute as we are here still in Paris, France for our 2023 ACL Europe Open. More Pro Invitational action up next.
Quarterfinal match from Sweden. We've got Akesson and his partner from the U.S., Morse.
Welcome back to Paris, France, here for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. It's Pro Invitational night. 8 of the best North American pros paired up with 8 of the best European pros here on day 1 of this European Open. I am Trey Ryder, joined alongside Thorne de Vries. The commission's left us, Thorne, so we're playing solo here, at least for the time being. But we have a very interesting next matchup as we go here. Dave Morse versus Kala Akesson, with Kala alongside and taking on Bernie Portolesi and Ivar Nielsen. How'd I do that time?
Good job.
Not bad. All right,
Trey,
I'll give myself a 6 out of 10.
You practiced a million times before this broadcast, and I have to say, you're doing a great job. No, I give you a 7 out of 10. You did
Yeah, for those at home asking, oh, what does Trey do to prepare for a broadcast? I literally spent 30 minutes with Thorne over here before this broadcast started, not prepping stats, not prepping, the featured players, but literally how in the heck am I going to pronounce some of these names? And I'm giving myself a 6 out of 10 right now.
No,
I know where my weaknesses are, right? I know where they are.
I can confirm this story. He did a great job. It's fun, Trey, because on this side we have our European guys, Kalle from Sweden and Ivar from Norway. And they're just not any players from Scandinavia. They're also best friends.
That's great.
Seeing each other for a long time, playing at events, and they're really good friends. So playing together is actually a great matchup.
Incredible. 2-0 lead for Morse and Akesson there, and going head-to-head. Ooh, beautiful bag there by Ivar.
So these are in Europe, Trey, these are the stars of the deck around events. So they are playing at a really high level at the deck around. But now it's interesting to see how they play on a broadcast in real life against real opponents.
Oh, and that bag falls off the back. Looks like that's going to be a wash heading into round number 3. 2-0 still for Morse and Akesson. I will say, throwing deck arounds, and for those at home that don't know what a deck around is, it's a practice tool. Yeah. And really what it is you get 10 rounds, you're sitting by yourself, you throw 4 bags around, and how many points can you score across those 10 rounds in the practice, right? So if these are the kings of the deck around, as you say, then these are players that are really good at just sliding bag in the hole, as many times as possible. And a lot of times that's going to make you a good, solid player. Yep. The difference is sometimes players can play a lot better adjusting to playing with or against defense. Yes. Right? And so if you get those type of players, they may not. Meanwhile, great airmail there by Bernie Portolesi. Makes it 5-0 now, Morse and Akesson. But playing with that defense, you may be someone that's not as great at the deck arounds, but can still be a really solid player, and the converse can be true. Exactly, and that's also why this is such an interesting matchup, because they are very equal in a deck round, but how do they compare in a real game? That's interesting to see here, and I think Kalle is off to a great start. Kalle there on the right, Ivar on the left.
Definitely, so to get a very high deck around, if you have a great slide shot, right, you can post a really high PPR. Right. You get up against another player, if that's all you got is a slide shot, especially against any of our pros, you're going to see your PPR go down dramatically very quickly. And that is a brutal break right there. They just hang up in the hole. Now they're going to make it 7-0 as we hit into round number 5.
So Trey, we have a lot of Europeans asking us, how long do you have to wait before a bag can fall down into the hole?
Yeah, so it's 3 seconds once they come to a complete stop, right? Can't grab them as they're moving or anything like that. And there's reasonable judgment there. But a lot of times, what's great on the broadcast court is normally now here we're at a different stage in the production than we are in America, right? And the new rule the officials come out with is you don't touch the bags until I give you a thumbs up, right? Regardless, because one, as we saw a little bit here, sometimes when you move so fast, the players know what the score is, but it's like sometimes you got to take a little extra break, make sure that everybody's in agreement of what the score is before we move forward, right? So that's going to be a big round there Looks like it's going to be 7-2. But you stop play, make sure that officials all in agreement of when to throw the next bag, and then you move on. So it is 3 seconds. We got, looks like cornhole scenario bags here, and I cannot tell. I believe those are kill shots on the other end. I'm not as up to snuff on my kill shot bags. It's obviously a carpet bag, so I don't know exactly which one it is.
And they obviously chose to play with David's bags because I haven't seen color throwing with those before.
Would make sense, Dave Morse being a kill shots thrower.
Kalle is a bag connoisseur. He's making his own bags. Pretty good ones.
Some people just have that passion. They love bags.
Yeah. It's funny because he's from a little town in Sweden, and everyone in that little town is playing corner.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The town of Harnosand. I hope that a lot of people from Harnosand are watching right now, watching their star player here.
Okay, so we talked about high energy. You gave me Germany, and especially you gave me Croatia.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest groups in sheer volume of players that you have here in Europe?
Oh, Germany for sure. I have to name Germany at first. They have grown a lot over the last year. It's really incredible how fast it's been going there.
I heard upwards of 450 players playing right now in Germany. Did I make that up?
At least. Yeah, at least. I mean, there are so many players there right now, and the German Federation is doing a great job growing the sport there. But Sweden is also a country where a lot of players are actually playing, and I think the whole of Scandinavia has a lot of potential to become really big in this sport.
See, that last bag is in right there as we go into round number 8, 8-2.
Ooh, there I missed one.
Akesson misses that first bag short. There's an opportunity here for Nielsen to get back in it.
This is it.
Beautiful block right there. Does look like a kill shot cannon now that I see it on the screen against the cornhole scenario Cat 3. Would love to see slick side here, and he just pushes a little bit deep. This could be Akesson an opportunity to collect here to get back into it after missing his first one.
Big shot for him, yes.
What a push right there for Akesson.
Gonna end up getting a point or more.
Oh,
Got more.
Ooh, could be 3 points. Hey, and that's a big win considering that first bag was in the dirt, as we like to say in America. First bag short. Gonna make it 11-2 now. Round number 9.
Us Europeans almost consider Bernie to be half European at this point because he came to so many events here. And he's been a great ambassador and made a lot of friends here in Europe, and we love having him here at every event. It's really been great.
As soon as he walked up during the break, he got a Bernie chant in the crowd. They love Bernie.
He's a crowd favorite for sure.
And he officially earned his pro card this year. He played as a PDC player within the American Cornhole League in the States this past season, but he qualified via open standings to be an ACL pro in 2024, so I know he was very excited, and this could be a big airmail attempt coming here for Bernie Portolesi.
Nice.
And he hits it backside. He tips his cap to the crowd. Well-earned shot there. Still going to be a couple points for Dave Morse, but a clutch bag to stay in it. And that's an ACL pro right there. Leaves the door open with Akesson way on the right-hand side. Nielsen, see if he can get at least a couple points. They got to start making some moves. Only 3 rounds remaining. And the commish, Stacey, you gave Bernie a little shout out, being the one Canadian pro amongst these powerhouse North American pros here from the States.
Not that I play favorites, but he is one of my favorite pros.
We love Bernie. He's been such a great addition. He served on the ACL Pro Committee, which for those that don't know was kind of a committee made up of just ACL pros to help make some of the decisions around the format for the league and everything. He was a really valuable part of that entire process, and hopefully look forward to see if he'll come on again next season with it.
Yeah, definitely if I have an invite for any of those guys to stay, he would be at the top of my list. He made an amazing contribution this past season
100%.
to that committee and just to our league overall. Like you said, not only representing us well up there in Canada, but internationally coming over to play in these open events. And he goes to every U.S. event, too, that he can go to.
Yeah.
And earned his stripes.
He earned his stripes for sure.
Not only is he an international pro, he's an official ACL pro.
And you earned a couple points there, 13-4. Unfortunately, might be a little bit too late. Going to require a big round here by Nielsen against Akesson to see if they can stay in it. Need 9 points here.
College just needs 4 points to win this. Now only one. One bag on the board does it.
Yeah, bag on the board that stays in would secure it. And you got to get that bag off if you're ER.
Yeah. That's going to be tough now.
It's going to be very tough.
All right.
Now you got to get both of them off. So hard line drive directly at those bags. Maybe slick side.
Yeah, slick
and
side.
two push. Would be crazy. And that is going to do it. You have Dave Morse and Kala Akesson advance to the semifinals of this Pro Invitational here at the 2023 ACL Europe here in Paris. And Dave Morse was really solid in that game, Thorne. And then Akesson just, you know, him and Ivar kind of went back and forth there pretty even, and Dave Morse did a lot of the heavy lifting in that one.
Yeah, and I was surprised with Kala because he made a few mistakes, but he actually came back from those. And he recovered. And looking at this team now in this match, I think he got a pretty good shot at this. They look very solid.
Yeah, got a pretty good chance. All right, we'll take another break. When we return, we are back with more Pro Invitational action from Paris, France, 2023 ACL Europe Open. As the commish would say, we're in Paris for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. Trey Ryder, Thorne de Vries, and the commish, Stacy Moore, bringing you live action from the 2023 ACL Pro Invitational at this European Open. And we are down to our fourth and final quarterfinal match here at the Pro Invitational. And again, you told us to watch out for the French.
Yeah.
We already seen two of them go head-to-head in a matchup earlier. We're going to see two more go head-to-head on the European end of the boards. And on the other side, we're going to have new ACL pro Sean Farrell, who has become a huge favorite in Europe for all of the events that he's attending, and he's playing against, really, you could almost call him the European king right now with all the events that he is winning here in Europe, Mr. Jimmy Youmans. This will be fun.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Jimmy Youmans, you could almost say the last name is a European name. It could be a Belgian name, it could be a French name, you could pronounce it as Youmans, which would be very French. And he's a crowd favorite here for sure. He's been such an advocate for the sport here in Europe, and we love to have him back here. And Trey, in my opinion, they're the hot favorites to win this thing, because Bruno and Jimmy together, that's a strong team.
Yeah, I totally agree, but they are down 3 early right now to Sean Farrell and David Peridy, which I can't say that name. You have said it 40 times, and that's the only one I cannot get. I feel like I've got Nielsen a little bit, I've gotten Rivault, I've gotten all, but I cannot get David's last name. So it's just going to be, I'm going to chalk it up to just not going to get there. Just not going to get there, Thorne.
David Peridy. And you might have to pronounce his name a couple more times because he's getting 2 more points here.
I know, right. If I got to go a whole other game with David, oh man, it's just going to embarrass myself. I feel like I was comfortable with Bocquier, and then all of a sudden, he's down 5-0 into round number 3. But a long way to go here, 12 rounds. We got Sean Farrell throwing those Ultra Viper Rs. Jimmy Youmans throwing the Siva Cornhole Serpent.
Those are Bruno's bags for sure.
Ooh, big airmail right out of the gate for Sean Farrell. And we always get the same comments when we talk about Sean Farrell. He's got one of the most unique deliveries out there. I mean, cross body. This is exactly what I tell people not to do when I'm teaching them cornhole for the first time. You never want to go across your body, but he does it anyway. We're going to get our first time out of the game as Jimmy Youmans wants to find out how aggressive he wants to be here.
You think there's room for that, Trey?
As long as you're okay with dragging 2 of your opponent's bags, then sure. But I don't think
that's not what you want to do.
You got any room there. I like laying up here, take a couple points. Let's move on to the next round.
Play the long game.
Yeah, first bag back to Bruno, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Lay it up.
Yep.
And it'll be 5-2 as we head into round number 4.
Sean and David.
The thing I like about Sean is that he's always color coordinated. His outfits.
Yes, he is always coordinated. He's always got he wears a lot of yellow and black. He likes yellow and black as a color combo, which kind of works out when he's got his pro jersey on with the Bushes logo. The yellow really pops off the Bushes logo.
We were talking about Bernie Portolesi earlier, but I think Sean Farrell almost has to have a European passport by now because he's been to literally almost every event this year. It's really amazing.
Yes, he's been to it. He went to Germany. Yep. He went to Switzerland. Did he go to Croatia as well?
No, it wasn't
Croatia. But I mean, for 3 European events in one season is
well,
incredible.
If you count Rotterdam from last year, that's about a year ago. It's been like four events in 1 year, pretty much.
Well, just like that, we do have a lead change. You called these 2 the favorites in Bocquier and Youmans, and now they take a lead here in this 4th and final quarterfinal. Farrell taking a little bit of a step out, taking a harsher angle on the slick side here. But he cuts too much across the face, leaving Jimmy Youmans an opportunity to block right behind, and does a picture-perfect job of it. See the shrug there by Farrell because he knows this is going to be tough. How aggressive is Youmans here? He's going to lay up behind, and yeah, this becomes an airmail. If you drag your own bag and only your bag, it would be a wash. Farrell is up, and he is a little bit short. Knocks 2, 1 of each. That's going to be 4 points, and Youmans and Bocquier now up 10-5.
After a rocky start, they're just taking over right away.
Left that airmail short.
Yeah.
Gave up 4.
Bernie Neighbor's favorite shot is a short airmail. He tells me about it all the time.
He loves the short airmail.
He loves the short airmail. It's his favorite shot. And a beautiful bully there by Bocquier.
So Trey, we were talking about Rene and this long distance that it's taking for every shot. It's the deep bow that David is taking for every throw. Is that something you see with any of the American players?
What I've found is there's no trend with throwing styles.
No.
It truly is a completely whatever feels comfortable, whatever gets you in the right mindset, in the right rhythm. And I have seen everything. I mean, even if you just look at Sean Farrell versus Jimmy Youmans on this end, I mean, you could not have more contrasting styles.
Yeah.
You see Sean Farrell, leg spread. He's almost facing directly at Jimmy Youmans, crossing his body. Jimmy Youmans is standing at the back of the box. Yeah. He's going to take one long step, and he delivers a bag with a lot of spin straight forward. I mean, really completely could not be more polar opposite styles.
Most people that you see that go with that inside the front leg throw just have their legs wide.
Yeah,
right?
It's kind of almost like you have to.
Yeah, he is the only guy that I've ever seen do that inside leg throw with both feet are right at the board.
Yeah,
it's like like you're holding a frisbee, right?
Honestly, I think that's probably how he learned it, is that frisbee style, because this is how a lot of players, when you see a cornhole player, a pro cornhole player for the first time, and I cannot believe that bag did not go. That is a tough break. And that's still going to be, I believe, a wash there. Yeah, 14-5. Watch this again. Slick side. And how does it just drip by without taking it? Incredible. But, yeah, I mean, whenever I teach people, like, how to play for the first time they see someone spin the bag, the first thing they do is, okay, I'll throw it like a frisbee. And it's like, no, that's not how you do it. Well, I think Sean Farrell just said, yes, that's how I'm going to do it. Actually, thank you very much.
No, when Jimmy was playing in Germany, all the European players were just watching him like, how do you do this? Taking picture of his throw and how he was holding his hand and the bag. It was pretty unique.
That's the next step. That's the next level, is getting that bag and turning that hand and wrist completely over, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Ione always told me this. You want to go from a handshake release where your hand is pointing sideways like you're shaking someone's hand to a full palm up release. And that's the difference a lot of times between getting to that next level where you're really able to have that high level of bag manipulation and control. Round number 9, Youmans and Bocquier up. Farrell going for a hard push. He's off to the right again. Not going to be able to drag that one in. This is setting up for at least 4 points for Jimmy Youmans. Farrell going hard at it. He's off the back. That's a 7. That's going to be your bag game, I believe. That is it. Wow. They go down 5-0 early and then rattle off 21 straight.
He was trying
Jimmy
to grab
Youmans
that one. Wow.
and Bruno Bocquier. That's a statement, Stacy.
I guess they're the favorites for a reason.
Thorne, you said they were the favorites for a reason, and they made you look pretty smart right there.
I got nervous for a little bit because when it was 5-0, I was like, okay.
Thorne is learning about our commentator Jinx right out of the gate. We are done with the quarterfinals. We are on to the semifinals. When we come back, our first of the two to crown a Pro Invitational champion here in Paris, the 2023 ACL Europe Open. welcome back to Stade Charletti.
Yes, nice.
Not bad,
Yeah,
not bad.
good job,
I'm telling you, I'm always putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable there, but I finally got it. We're here inside Paris, France for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. It's the culmination of an incredible spring and summer of European Open events. And now I would say the largest flock of American players making the trip over. I'd say we have close to maybe 25 pro players. Maybe that's a little bit aggressive. 20.
I think it's pretty close to 20 almost.
Yeah, between the pro players that are coming here. And then there's also a couple groups of non-pro players that made the trip over. Shout out to some of those up in the Northwest. We have some players from the Washington area, as well as Connecticut, Central Connecticut Cornhole making a trip out here. So there's a good flock of players from both of those regions, and then of course some of your top level pros from a variety of the different areas of the country. Tony Smith, the #1 player in the world. Funny enough, Tony Smith did not qualify for this pro invitational. If you can
how
believe
is that possible?
Tony Smith finished the year #1 in the world. He's your MVP. He goes 1 and 3 in rounders among the Americans in order to qualify for this event.
He was sleeping.
If you're asking me how, the answer is I do not know.
Trey, is that called a jet lag?
Yeah, he's blaming it on jet lag.
Yeah, he's blaming it on jet lag for sure.
Or Trey Birchfield. Or he's blaming it on Trey Birchfield
Yeah,
and
either
not
one.
letting him sleep.
Let's say they had some fun.
A little bit of both,
last
maybe.
night. Maybe a combination
And they should.
of both, right? And that's, man, we were talking away. That's an early 7-0 lead for Thorne and Schindler going into round number 2. And that's got to be great news for Schindler, just to say, hey, I can play loose. I got a 7-point
He should be
lead.
defensive from here, I think, and just keep mature to a minimum number of points.
I like that block in the first as a first bag. That's a really effective block against someone like a Rivault, because it's Rivault, because of the way his bag comes out of his hand, he doesn't have the ability to cut very well. It's mostly just a straight slide game. And right now Schindler is looking to have a big round here. He might be able to get that bag. Oh, and he brings it closer. I don't think Rivault has any type of opportunity here. Just got to lay it up.
All right.
Yep. Wow, what a start here for Ney and Hunter.
12-0 out of the gate, Stacy.
Over under on the number of rounds this match is going to last.
I mean, at this rate, we're over in 4 rounds.
I'm putting it at 6.
No, that's going to be over.
Under 6.
Over for sure.
Hunter Thorne wanted it to stop, couldn't get it to stop. Giving me the old frustrated look when he's up 12-0 in round number 3.
I think Brady feeling the pressure here. Like, got to get some points somehow. Blows it off the back.
It's still going to go over. These guys are too good to lose so fast. They will come back.
Hunter tries to hop over that bag sitting in front. Now Foster has a chance to get back into the round.
There you go.
He does. Threw the 1 off the back, but he's set up for points here as Hunter Thorne throws an 8. Foster is in for a 9 and a 1-point round, and he just comes up short. That's going to be 1 point the other way. 13-0 now.
13-0. Round number 4.
Brady Foster not happy with himself. He knows that was an opportunity here. Watch it again on the big push to get 2 in, but ultimately you got to take advantage there, down 12-0.
I'm going to predict a shutout.
I'm going to predict at least 8 rounds.
At least 8 rounds. Don is trying to get this game extended. He said, I don't want this to be a blowout here. We're going to get back into this one.
They're going to come back. They're too good for this.
Come on, Renee, get you a 4-bagger. Oh, got pinned.
Good job by Rivault to sit on that left side, but Schindler does a great job. I don't hate an airmail here. He's going hard up the center, and it does not fall. Fine. It's still going to hang up. And it's going to be 2 more points.
The only way to get a wash there was airmail. Right? Right, Trey? The only way to get a wash there.
What?
Yeah, Rivault's the only way to get a wash was to hit an airmail.
Well, and I liked an airmail because of the drag opportunity, right. and you just saw the nickname Mr. Airmail, right? I like the airmail there just because the opportunity to drag, get back into it. But 15-0. Whew.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit nervous now. I have to be honest.
big push there by Brady Foster.
Yeah, that was a good bag.
This is going to be another round where he's got an opportunity for points, but he's off to the left again. Hunter Thorne will gladly take a wash here, even if Foster goes in. It is a wash, and he's in there. 10-10 wash, but 15-0 is... Hey, I mean, a wash is a win for Thorne and Schindler.
6.
See if Renee can
Round number 6.
put this first bag block right in front of the hole. Would be ideal.
15-0 still.
Like it.
Yeah. Renee starts very well again here. Looks like Renee is locked in for this event.
Yes, he absolutely is. He gets on these big runs. He's got total hole control. He's got a bag in. It's not a bad effort there by Rivault to push one in and get hole control back, but a perfect block here. It is a little bit right. This has got to be an airmail here by Rivault. He gets the ball.
Wow.
That's a big airmail. That's why they call him Mr. Airmail here in Europe. But all that for a wash tone. Still an incredible airmail. Gets them all right there. A 3 for 1 bag.
That's a good shot. So I just need one more round, guys, for round 7.
Yep, this is round.
We're at round 6 right now, I think.
Another bag in here, round number 7. This is set up for a 4-point round for Thorne. He's in. Now this has got to be in, or this game is over, Thorne. It is 4 points, 19-0.
That was close. I was
said
almost
it was going around number 8 at a minimum. It might just be round number 8.
Yeah, I was afraid I had to take Stacy out for drinks this time.
Had to get back even. Had to try to get back even.
I would have to talk to my wife again to explain that.
19-0. And you got to be some big points coming quickly.
It's difficult if Renee keeps playing like this. Oh.
Bag really short. And it doesn't affect Rivault. Rivault again, a great bag. Looks like they're going to get on the board here in this round, barring something crazy happening. Yep. Oh, well. Oh, and something crazy happened. That's another wash.
And we come to round number 8.
9, I think. And remember, for Mathieu,
round number 9. Everyone ahead here. It is round number 9.
The biggest match for Mathieu is actually going to be after this Pro Invitational. He still has to play the Sweet 16 singles.
Yeah, that's a big.
That's just a big thing. I think it's already in his mind a little bit.
Is Rico Crow?
Yeah, from Germany.
From Germany.
A really strong player, really good technique.
So another Germany versus France opportunity.
Yeah.
What a roll right there from Hunter Thorne.
Right now we have only one German player in the Pro Invitational, but next year there will be more for sure. I think there will be 5 or 6, maybe 7 German pro players next year.
Wow.
He's going to roll or try to
Tries
split.
a big roll. Foster's got to be a little bit careful here. I know you like an airmail, but I mean at this point you're running out of time.
Airmail.
Take a timeout. What's going to be interesting is here. I would be interested to hear what Rivault's saying. Rivault doesn't speak much English.
Un petit peu. But he speaks the language of Cornell.
Yes.
And he knows all his grammar, Cornell grammar, so I think they'll understand each other.
I think I saw a little bit of a thumbs up, meaning going for an airmail here for Brady Foster. Obviously, an airmail's good. Off the back doesn't lose you the game. You just really can't knock your opponent in and go off like that.
That's what happens.
You just cannot do that.
That's the only thing you cannot do. Oh, what a game by Hunter Thorne and Renee Schindler. 21-0 flanking of Mathieu Rivault and Brady Foster. Wow. A dynamic duo. They look good.
Yes.
They look good, Thorne.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I got the shutout right. I told you it was going to be a shutout. I got that one right.
You got that one right.
So we're
And,
even now, I guess.
Yeah, you guys are even, I guess. You guys are even. All right, we have one more semifinal here before we head to the finals of this 2023 ACL Pro Invitational. We'll be back here from Paris, France, right after this.
World Team Belgium. Switzerland.
Welcome back here to Paris, France for our 2023 ACL Europe Open. We're going through Pro Invitational action. Only 2 matches remain here within this Pro Invitational. We just saw Rene Schindler book his ticket alongside Hunter Thorne to the finals of this Pro Invitational. And now we are looking to see who is going to join them in this next matchup. We have Kala Akesson and Dave Morse going to be taking on Jimmy Youmans and Bruno Bocquier. This is going to be an interesting one here, and if Bruno and Jimmy can get it done, we may see yet another instance of this France and Germany rivalry that you keep telling us about, Thorne.
Yes.
And they really, they love it. I think they want it here in the crowd.
Well, first of all, Trey, your pronunciation is getting better with each game here.
Oh, look at that.
It's really good.
I like it. I like it.
From the get-go, it was better than mine last year. So I set a very low bar with the pronunciations last year. So.
Low bar, but we exceeded it. I mean, I should have put more homework and time in, although I will say, shout out to me and Todd for trying to figure out some of these names over the past year and a half just for us to get here to Europe, and it's just totally not what we practiced, right? I mean, just out of left field. I even tried like Google Translate. It doesn't give me
Google
anything.
Translate the names.
Well, just like to pronounce it, right?
Okay,
It didn't help. It didn't help. So, but we're here. We got it. We're limping along. It's a 1-0 game here in round number 2. Jimmy Youmans strikes first on his end. Oh, and that bag just drips in. Looks like that's going to be a wash. 10-10 wash, and it stays 1-0 as we head into round number 3.
We've been talking a lot about Michel Rivault from Europe being maybe the best player in Europe, but actually Bruno is the #1 in the rankings right now in Europe going into the ACL Europe Open.
Yeah,
He's had a
Bruno
good season.
swept. Didn't he sweep, what was it, Germany on the European side? There was an event where Bruno swept singles
everything.
and doubles.
Yes.
Yeah, he won everything.
I think it was the Dutch Open where he performed really well. And
yeah, it might have been the
overall,
Dutch Open, yes. Yeah, he won everything, and that really kind of helped propel him to the top of those rankings.
Yeah.
Right now, Youmans
Got
with
it.
a beautiful collect, just clipping that front corner of the bag, and this is going to be a huge round. Looks like it's going to be a 7-point round. Going to make it 8-0 as we head into round number 4. And is this going to feel like the last game? I mean, are we going to get absolute blowouts in the semifinals here?
I'm waiting for Stacy's over-under right now.
Yeah, Stacy, are we already setting an over-under? I mean, this one, I don't even know what to predict here.
I think Dave just had a bad round, so I'm still going to predict this goes. I'm predict it goes the distance.
Yeah, he predicts goes the distance. I agree. I think just an unusual bad round there by Dave Morse.
He played so consistently in his
But
first
if
match.
Bruno keeps throwing like that, it's going to be tough to beat. That's a 4-bagger.
I was staying quiet a
Those
little
two-
bit, and for a reason, I don't think this
Two
one
goes 5. All right.
A 5
Okay, I'm
spot
changing
here.
it.
Youmans and Bocquier up 13-0.
All right, I'm changing to round 9.
Stacey already hedging over here.
I remember, Trey, they were down 5-0 in that first match in the quarterfinal, and since then, they locked in. They haven't lost a point since then.
A little bit short right there by Youmans. Not in his lane. He's off that left-hand side. He tries a huge cut, though.
He's got a
Does
shot
a
at
great
it.
job bringing it closer, and
He has
now
a
it's a
shot at it.
possible
Airmail
airmail
drag.
drag here.
Got
He's
it.
up.
There you go.
Oh.
He's a little bit deep. In for points for Morse, and that was a laser down the line.
I think
Get
Jimmy
him on the board, makes it 13-3.
Jimmy was feeling really confident there. He got that back close. He's like, got to go for it.
Yes, that went. It was a rapid release. If anything, maybe rushed it a tad there on that airmail by Youmans. Bocquier in again, takes one in there by Akesson.
So, Tone,
Sneaks one in
how
there.
much do you know about these guys, like other athletic background at all? Do you know, like, because to me, Bocquier seems like he could have been a rugby player or a tennis player. I'm not sure.
I
But
think most of these players from Europe, they have a background in some kind of ball type of sports.
yep.
So in France, there's a sport that you might know, pétanque or jeu de boule, it's called, where you throw. It's almost like bocce ball, very similar, and a lot of French are playing.
Is that the
it.
one that has the ball is weighted?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, weighted like on one side so it naturally turns?
That's no. That's
That's the Australian version.
Yeah, or the UK version.
Okay,
But,
gotcha.
that's not the French version. The French version is the silver weight,
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
heavy balls, and you throw on gravel, and you have to get as close as possible to a very small wooden ball.
Got it.
Essentially, and it's crazy popular amongst the French, and I think a lot of those players are also now starting to play cornhole.
6, that's done.
Oh, that's going to do it right there. We started talking
was
about
said
other sports.
9
This
under.
one's over. It was the under. Way under on this one. We've had 2 huge blowouts here in the semifinals, which means we're seeing 2 of the best teams in the building going head-to-head in this finals matchup. Up next, Jimmy Youmans, Bruno Bocquier, Rene Schindler, Hunter Thorne for the Pro Invitational Championship here in Paris. We're back after this.
The ACL Tournament Open Champion Jimmy Youmans.
welcome back, Cornhole fans. It is it. We are here. The finals of the 2023 of the ACL Pro Invitational here at the Europe Open. It's going to be an incredible final.
Such a great format for our...
We're going to have the two best teams far and away. We have René Schindler and Hunter Thorne going to be taking on Jimmy Youmans and Bruno Bocquier.
France versus Germany.
Yep.
First bag is in by Jimmy Youmans and Hunter Thorne. And this is going to be a duel on this end. This is going to be a battle tone of two players that have every shot, that have had success. Yeah. They're confident. They're top players. And it's going to be a flat-out battle over here.
But on both sides, Trey, they're very equally matched up here.
A very even matchup. Jimmy Youmans is going to strike first. Him and Bruno Bocquier up 2-0. And as we go down the other end, we have another instance of this France-Germany rivalry that has been budding. And the next two matches, right? Don't forget, as soon as this Pro Invitational is over, we have the Sweet 16 final, which is the 16 best players in Europe going head-to-head in a single elimination tournament down to the finals. The winner gets a trip, all expenses paid, to America to compete in an American ACL event to show off their skills and show that international cornhole is here to stay. So really exciting. It's France versus Germany in this one, and then the next one will be Mathieu Rivault and Rico Krull of Germany. So we're going to have another France versus Germany matchup. Meanwhile, two big misses there by René Schindler. Going to be a 6-0 lead right now for Youmans and Bocquier.
To add some spice to that, Bruno and René are actually doubles partners later on, and they will play in the Sweet 16 doubles for a ticket to the US together.
Oh, I did not know that. Look at that. So they're familiar with one another, is what you're saying.
They're familiar with each other, and then they're definitely one of the two favorites for that Sweet 16 doubles event tomorrow night.
Jimmy Youmans looking to continue his absolutely decorated European resume. Back when he came to the German Open earlier this year, he wins singles, he wins doubles, he wins the blind draw. He comes here to Paris. He won the swap last night. He's still in the blind draw that's happening today, and now has a chance to win the Pro Invitational, not to mention, again, singles and doubles that are going to happen tomorrow and Sunday.
Great first bag.
Yes, I agree, Stacy. Beautiful first bag right in the center by Bocquier. We get a lot of traffic in the center.
Airmail, René. Let's go.
Airmail time and hit by Bocquier. Schindler going up. He goes 2 for 1, but now this is a big push opportunity here. Slick side down, and just can't get them to go all the way up. Going to be a wash. Still remains 6-4.
Yeah, I thought
head into round number, I believe 5. I can't.
Yep.
What a bag that was on the airmail. Beautiful.
Thought René should have gone airmail on bag number 3 there.
Round number 5 here. Open door here with a bumper on the left-hand side means Jimmy Youmans can go in for points. Yeah, but he pushes it off to the left for another wash. Remains 6-4. Both of these teams dominated their semifinals, and they've run into an equal opponent here in the finals. This one's a lot closer.
See if Renee can block first bag. Oop. Off to the left.
Just a little bit off to that left-hand side, and now Bruno thinking quickly, does he go airmail? He is going to lay up for now. I love trying to plug in between these bags if I'm Schindler, and he does a great job. I would love it a little bit deeper, but that's going to be pretty good.
Should this be a push tray or?
Shoot.
Jimmy Youmans
Airmail.
wants the airmail. Bocquier is going up, and he gets it.
Clean.
Leaves both of them there. That makes it almost more difficult for Schindler to deal with. He's going hard to block them all up. I love that opportunity, and Bocquier wants a timeout to decide what he wants to do with his last bag.
Or he just hopes that they all fall, so he
On the board for
has an easier
points.
decision.
He might.
So Jimmy Youmans wants a big airmail to drag everything. If he were to do that to get everything sitting in that hole, it would be a +4 round.
Wow.
The biggest bag of the night.
Biggest bag of the night is up, and he gets
yes!
them all.
There we go.
He
What
did
a
get
bag by the Frenchman Bruno Bocquier. Huge airmail to get them all, and gets 4 more points to extend the lead 10-4. Watch it again here. It goes up, and they all fall.
it. Perfect shot.
Got to recover here if you're Hunter Thorne. Stop the bleeding, down 6 here in round number 7. Rolls on top, and now Jimmy Youmans deciding what to do, and he just effortlessly sneaks around like there was nothing there. Thorne tries to go over. He can't get over the mountain. Youmans going up, and he's a little bit deep again. A little bit of adrenaline there again, Tone.
That would have been it almost if he hit that airmail and dragged it even. Hunter gets somehow one drops
Actually,
in. But
don't hate that.
2 more points for Jimmy.
Yeah, it looks like 2 more points. He actually went line drive, did knock one of his bags in. That actually helped him. Made a little bit more points in the round, not bad. 12-4 though, round number 8.
we've seen Rene playing great at defense, but now he has to go for offense in here.
Yeah, you got to start scoring some points. And credit though, the defense, you can say it hasn't worked, but in fairness, it's required Bruno to hit timely airmails, and he's been able to hit the airmails.
Yeah. Rene already missed one airmail now. Does not want to try it again.
Bocquier hits another one.
He's feeling it, huh?
He is locked in on these airmails. That's now 3 over the past 2 rounds, and a little bit of a smirk to his doubles partner, tomorrow Rene Schindler, and he has had his way on this end. The #1 player in the European standings is showing off why he's earned that title here. Hunter Thorne in desperation mode, trying to block. He's way short. And just to add insult to injury here, Jimmy Youmans takes away even the possibility of a push shot with that bag.
This could be over soon.
Yes, this could be a push for the win. Does bring it closer, but not going to solidify a win just yet.
Get those trophies ready, Tone.
Yeah.
You can't be off the board here if you're Thorne. Tries to roll all the way over. Going to be 3 more points, and now Jimmy Youmans and Bruno Bocquier up 20-4, 1 point away from winning this Pro Invitational. Bruno slides that first one in. Gives a little bit of a head shake. I don't know if he wanted to try to block there, but either way, he's in, and he's in again. Beautiful block behind here is going to make it difficult for Schindler to do much with it. He's way up,
for
and
it.
he went for it, not able to do it. Bocquier is going to lay.
He's going to lay it up, and it's not.
This is to stay in it, and that is going to do it. Bruno Bocquier and Jimmy Youmans, your Pro Invitational champions here at the 2023 ACL Europe Open. The Frenchman, Bocquier, wins it in his home country here in Paris, and Jimmy Youmans continues his domination of these European events with yet another victory. And Stacy, man, what a performance by this duo. Flat out domination, especially in those last 2 matches.
Yeah, that shot by Bocquier, that airmail to take them all in and get a 12, that was massive. He showed skills like he had the block, he had the push, he had the airmail. He's an up-and-comer. Watch out for him in the U.S.
Man, we saw Mathieu getting the title of Mr. Airmail. Bruno Bocquier says, I'm going to borrow that here for this game. He well earns this airmail. It was deadly for him all finals long. So him and Jimmy Youmans' victory. There's that beautiful backside. All right, we have one more match to go. 2 European players playing for their chance to win an all-expenses-paid trip to the United States to play in an American ACL event. An opportunity of a lifetime for one of these 2 top players. Rico Kroll from Germany, Mathieu Rivault from France, going head-to-head up next. Welcome back here to Paris, France for the 2023 ACL Europe Open. What a performance we just saw by Bruno Bocquier and Jimmy Youmans to take it down. But next up, we have the Sweet 16 singles. And this is a very interesting one, as there's a lot on the line, right? It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A lot of these players here in Europe have just been playing for a year, maybe 2 years. And for them to get an opportunity to go showcase their skills in America, this is a really big event, Thorne. So in this single elimination bracket, we are playing a 21, fully to 21 here. We have a battle of, again, Germany versus France. France wins it in the Pro Invitational, and an opportunity to get 2 wins for France here by arguably the best overall player here in France, Thorne. So a lot on the line here. We got the introductions of these 2 players coming in here. Looks like we're going to have Mathieu Rivault and then Rico Kroll from Germany. And I think there's going to be a lot of pride here, Thorne, from these individual countries rooting on their top players.
There's so much on the line here. You just mentioned it, the chance of a lifetime to play in the US. That's first of all, but then the rivalry between Germany and France, also that is on the line. And then just these guys, they know each other, they've played each other so many times. So just wanting to beat each other again, you cannot add any more pressure than this. And then Trey Ryder calling this game, I mean...
Oh, now you're just sucking up, Thorne. First you're telling me I'm pronouncing the names well, even though he's just lying to me. Now he's telling me I'm adding pressure. So, Stacey, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, so back up and tell everyone back in the U.S. your idea behind this whole Sweet 16, because this was really your brainchild. I thought it was so awesome, and so I'm so glad to see it come to fruition here.
Yeah, I think all these players in Europe, they are spending so much of their time and effort to grow this sport, every individual, and for them to get the opportunity to play with the very best in the world and to get that chance to really live their dream in the US and play in a US event, for them that's really, I mean, we're talking about it like it's something normal, but it's actually for them the chance of a lifetime. And to play in a US event with all their heroes, all the players that they've been watching for so many times, I mean, it's really their dream. So to live their dream, to make that happen, that's going to be super special. And to be honest, they've been fighting for this whole season. They've traveled to 5 different countries this year to try to stay in that top 16, to get into the Sweet 16. It's very special for them.
And one thing I'll say is, like, the Pro Invitational had a fun feel to it. This already feels different.
Yeah.
This is
pressure all the way.
This is pressure, and I even look at this group of Germans that are in front of me rooting on Rico and like directly across from us, and
they are nervous.
Yes, they're nervous. I mean, they've been happy, they've been loud, they've been energetic, and now it's like this level of intensity has come over this section of the crowd, and it's gonna be a really intense matchup to see who ultimately takes it here. A lot of nerves.
And also how they got here, Trey. I mean, we mentioned Michel many times. He's been one of the best players in Europe for quite a while, but he struggled to get into this final. He had to hit an airmail drag earlier today to save his life and get to this final. He did it. But also Rico, I think he had 2 or 3 matches, 21-18 or something. Such close games.
And just to understand talent level, I mean, when you look at it, you had Rico. He had a tough draw in his first matchup. He had to take on Bruno Bocquier, who we just saw win the Pro Invitational.
Not exactly. There was René Schindler had to play Bruno Bocquier in the first round.
That's right. Okay, but he took down René.
It's not taking away anything from Rico because he beat some of the best players getting into the final. And indeed, he beat René to get to this. And René was definitely also one of the big favorites to get into this final. So he deserved this all the way to be here.
Yes, this is... You know, and we just saw René make it all the way to the final. The only person that beat him was Bruno, right?
Exactly.
So for him to be able to take it down is super important here. And I believe they're getting their last throws of this down and back here, practice before we get into it. And, you know, this is another interesting matchup stylistically. We've already seen Rivault here, and now we're getting an opportunity to see Kroll throw for the first time here on the broadcast court. And he's got a really effortless throw. It's almost, and Stacey, you correct me if I'm wrong here, it almost kind of looks James Baldwin-esque, right? It kind of shoots from the hip. It's a quick release. It's a quick trigger off the side here. And then although it doesn't have the same flight path, it is kind of this quick, effortless throw.
Very tight spin.
Very tight spin.
Very tight spin on the bag.
And this is for all the marbles right here.
These bags are live.
Rico is definitely, technique-wise, he's definitely one of the players that are coming up rapidly in Europe.
Technique is so much of what makes some of these top players so good. And being able to master technique first and foremost is what helps players take it to the next level. And right now, Kroll, he goes for an airmail, and he's a little bit fortunate that nothing else fell for Rivault. So
that's tricky.
It's gonna be 2 points for Rivault out of the gate, and now he's 19 points away
from a trip to the US. Can you imagine? I mean, yeah, but you can imagine it. You're flying back in 2 days, but
well, I mean, we have to kind of think about it in the opposite context.
Exactly.
Like for me, like for you guys to say you're going to Paris, it's like, okay, Yeah, it's cool. What is it, an hour and a half plane ride? Like, I mean, how long is the flight for you?
Flight? I drove here 4 hours.
Seriously, you drove here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, see, that's even crazier.
We're gonna get Trey
here.
a map. We're gonna get Trey a map.
Oh my goodness! And now does he decide to lay up here?
He does.
Time will tell. He does. I like that call there. Big round for Crow. But yeah, I was just gonna say we think about it as in, you know, there's an opportunity to, you know, when I get to go to Paris, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. For you, you just said it takes you 4 hours to get here. Like, that's, you know, if you wanted to, once a year, like you could just drive down here, see whatever you wanted to see. I mean, you wanted to go
once
check
a
out
month.
whatever. Like,
Once a
I could
month.
go here every weekend if I want to.
So, but for us to go to Paris is a big deal. And the converse is true, right? Being able to go to America and see everything, I think is obviously a great opportunity for players at hand. So
That's a beach trip for us, Trey, to Charleston. We can go to Charleston, South Carolina in 4 hours.
right, exactly. So, which is just
Turn gets
wild
go to
think
Paris.
about. All right, big decision here for Rivault. He could lay up and get himself 3 points. He's going to go a little. No, he actually does lay up there, and I like that call. Watch this one again. It's up.
Again,
And then
since
down. Gets them both. What a bag.
Since it's not round limit, Trey, I think early on I would have gone airmail to just try to set the tone.
Yeah, I mean they're playing for life. You got to play fearless. This is, you know, biggest, could be arguably the biggest tournament of the year for them.
Easily.
Rivault goes airmail. It just rims out there. Krull trying to answer it. He's also deep.
So if you compare Kroll to James Baldwin, who are you comparing Mathieu to? He stands side by side.
He is standing side by side. So, oh, and another miss there. That looks like it's going to be, what, 2 more points for Mathieu. So what were you saying?
So you compared Kroll to Baldwin.
Yes.
So who are you comparing Mathieu to?
So
With his
Rivault,
stand by
who is
side.
Rivault? Now I need to watch here.
Wearing shoes optionally.
Yes.
His feet are
He is
side by
side by side. There's not a lot of pros that throw side by side. The only really one that I know offhand is like a Michael Lucas Jr., but it's definitely not a Michael Lucas Jr. type throw with his feet side by side like this. Ooh, and now does this tempt Krull into an airmail drag? He does not. He decides to slide it in. Jimmy Youmans tells me, I don't care, but Bruno Bocquier is the French Jimmy McGuffin. Kind of like that, actually.
Pretty much, huh?
Watch this again. Slides in. Beautiful bag. 9-2. Rivault is up. Now 12 points away.
Oh, then there's a miss.
Yeah, uncharacteristic first bag short.
Opens the
Farrell
door.
does let him off the hook, though. And big time. In back-to-back bags, he's given all the momentum right back to Rivault, who had just that poor first bag, but he's still set up to score a point, and he's going to at least score one.
Wow.
That is what it's going to be. Krull's, you can see, a little bit visibly frustrated.
That's the moment you got to take
You have a
advantage
sigh of
of.
relief.
A huge sigh of relief from Rivault.
10-2.
Beautiful block there by Krull. Sets himself up well. Oh, that was a little bit of a cut action there. Beautiful bag. He's stepping out again, going to try to do the exact same thing.
Almost.
He does get pretty good position there.
Wow.
shot there,
Just
Thorne.
takes his own
Sure.
bag. This is a big bag for Kroll.
Oh, he misses.
Had an opportunity to get a couple points. Instead, he's going to give up a couple points and make it 12-2.
You got a heavy favorite now for the trip to the US. Rico really has to step up, take advantage of those opportunities. There's still time.
Bag off the back. This is really turning in favor of Rivault now. I love the block behind. Gonna force Kroll into some desperation attempts. He pushes his own bag out of the way. Rivault's got a big push.
And he does
gets
it.
them both. And now we're in jeopardy of this game being over. He does save it, but it is going to be an 8-point round. Had to have it. Mathieu Rivault is now 1 point away from winning this Sweet 16 singles competition and booking his ticket to America.
This elevated quickly. It could have been round limit.
Rivault, first bag is in. So critical, up 20-2.
This could be it.
Yeah.
A 4-bagger wins it, really. A 10 will win it. Another
He's locked
bag in.
That's it.
This bag has just got to be on the board.
Book your ticket, Mathieu
And
Rivault.
that
There it
will
is.
do it. Mathieu Rivault, your champion here in Europe with Sweet 16. He is going to the United States in 2024 to compete against the Americans and show what France and Europe have to offer. What a special moment for the Frenchmen.
Bring the sleeve.
And even the Germans in the stands celebrating for this Frenchman who has done so much here in Europe and now has an opportunity to do even more internationally. Stacey, a really special moment.
Yeah, sportsmanship among countries too, between the French and the Germans. I never would have thought I would see Germans clapping for a Frenchman, but we just witnessed it, and that's what cornhole is all about. It's all about a big community. We are a massive international community now, thanks to what Thorne de Vries is doing here with the WCO and the ACL Europe Open. I might cry, Trey.
Anyone can play and anyone can win. The motto still stands here all the way in Paris, France. What a special day, and it's only the first day of our coverage here. We will be right back here tomorrow all day long, back on the broadcast court. Open doubles action as well as the World Cup. Which country will walk away with the World Cup tomorrow as we check out some of the highlights from today. It really was an incredible special day in the Pro Invitational, an emotional win for Rivault. We saw some of the best players here, that Pro Invitational, the 8 best North American and 8 best international players going head-to-head. But in the end, the French take day 1. Now, will they take the rest of the weekend? Time will tell. For Thorne de Vries and Stacey Moore, the commish, this has been Trey Ryder saying so long from Paris, France. Day 1 of the Europe Open. More action tomorrow. We'll see you guys next time.
Au revoir.